All right, guys, we're going to round out the show with our Fitz take as we're looking around the college football world. And a lot of coaches have lost their jobs, especially early on. Like it was Sam Pittman, it was Deshaun Foster at UCLA, James Franklin, Penn State, and now the two latest, the biggest one was Billy Napier, which that one was expected. There have been a lot of conversations around it happening. Um, his time in Gainesville was very up and down, very back and forth, short lived, 3.5 seasons, because he didn't finish out this fourth one. And then also Jay Norvell out of Colorado State gets fired after 3 seasons, I believe it was. Um, so you got two coaches that are added to this coaching carousel that is already spiraling. And then there are multiple reports saying that Florida State boosters have been meeting with each other to talk about Ken and Mike Norvell. The conversations of Hugh Freeze getting thrown out. I just saw a tweet of somebody saying that Jeff Levy needs to go out of Mississippi State. Everybody trying to fire a coach. Everybody. Elijah, how many years does a coach really have to be successful, or how short of a leash does a coach really have before they start calling for his head, man?
In my personal opinion, I think you should have three. Um, but the leash is still short. See, college is kind of different than the pros, only because of the simple fact that kids and administration they want to win the rivalry game just as much as they want to win the championship. So if I'm Michigan and I lose to Ohio State 3 times in a row, they're looking to get me out of there, especially if I have a losing season. And it shows even with like Billy Napier. I think I think Florida really liked Billy Napier, but Billy Napier just couldn't win. 0-14 on the road. You play your rivals on the road, and if you're not getting it done on the road, and you're not getting it done at home, you need to go somewhere else, out the country. Then I don't think that I just think that basically in college they look at it as a national championship and bust every year, depending on what program you're at. Other programs, can you beat my rival? Mississippi State. Can you beat Ole Miss? 9 times out of 10, no. But that's what they're looking into that stuff, and I think that's why they give him 3 years. James Franklin is the perfect example of all this stuff. James Franklin, I thought, he ran a program well, um, with the way he was winning games, but he just couldn't win the big one. There was nothing else. Penn State was in contention every year, up and down. And the next thing you know, he's out because he can't beat anybody or win the big ones. He can't beat Oregon and stuff like that, or just can't win the big ones. So I give it about 3 years. And I give it 3 years because if a program really likes the candidate or they like the coach, they're going to keep you around. But if you don't win after they pay X amount of millions of dollars, they're going to have to just kick rocks with you. And if you want to pay somebody to lose, hire me. Because if you giving out all this money, $50 million, $60 million, $7 million, and I can't beat your rival, I'll go home. I'm gonna go home with a bag, but I'm going home. I'm going home.
Going home with like a cartoon character villain with 2 bags of money with the money symbol on it, tiptoeing like this. I robbed y'all. No, man.
Exactly.
Uh, Before I say what I say, first of all, in the one season that Billy Napier was here while I've been working here in Lafayette, and he was the head coach of Louisiana Raging Cajuns. I didn't have as many opportunities to interact with him in person because we had COVID restrictions still going on the back half of that. So like most of the press conferences we had for like the first 8 weeks were over Zoom. So I only had a chance to be in person with him maybe like 4 to 5 times realistically before he was gone. But he always seemed like a high character guy. Um, every question that I asked, he answered it to the best of his abilities. I'll never forget whenever LSU was getting ready to hire Brian Kelly. It was a random like Tuesday night or something. I was at a volleyball game and I got on a Zoom call and I was like, "Hey, coach, has LSU contacted you at all, or do you have any thought process of how that might be going there in Baton Rouge?" He answered it to the best of his abilities. Obviously, ain't no coach finna tell you, yes, LSU called me while I'm working here with Louisiana. They not finna do that. And the unfortunate side of firing a coach is, I think I was talking to an assistant basketball coach for UL out here, is that, bro, people's lives are affected in this. So as much as Billy is going to get his $21 million buyout, $10 million of it is coming to him in the next 30 days. That's fine and dandy. That's great. But that's going to weigh on this man heavily, knowing because of me at the leadership of this, we couldn't get it done. So assistants are out of jobs. So many guys have to go and tell their families, "Babe, we got to move again. We got to pack the bags up again." That's the hard part of it. Now, to the point of how many years or how short of a leash a coach has, I disagree with you about 3 years. I think it's 2 years. I don't believe that, but I think it's 2 years because of the amount of money that coaches are getting paid, because of the NIL that players are getting paid, because of the transfer portal of you literally being able to go in, spend money, get a really, really good roster, and put the pieces together to go and win. And you look at short-term success, because they're looking at how, like, in Florida, they built a brand new facility, football-only facility for the Gators. At Penn State, I think they were getting ready to do like a $50 million renovation to their stadium. Bro, that's a lot of money.
It is.
And we paying you a big contract. And then if you Brian Kelly, you spent $18 to $20 million on this roster. We ain't got time for you to be going 8-5. We ain't got time for you to be going 10-3. We need a natty. Winning cures all, losing changes minds. Remember that. Winning cures all, losing changes minds. So coaches really only have a 2-year window. Look at Kirk Cinetti. This man went to the college football playoffs his first year. They said, "You is the man." And they gave him an 11-year extension, paying him $11 million a year. Winning cures all, losing changes mind. As long as he keep pumping out dubs, if he could go 10-2 every single year, get them boys to the playoff, they'll probably be like, he can never win the big game, and they'll still probably call for his head. But he's always going to be able to have some form of job security. But let you start losing, your seat going to start warming up, Brian Kelly. Your seat going to start warming up, Shane Beamer. Your seat going to start warming up. I'm telling you.
You've been calling out Brian Kelly the last 2 weeks, man.
I'm telling you, man. People, boy, if you get on Twitter and on Facebook, hey man, these people they fed up. We tired of him right there. We ready for him to go. They are ready for him to go. They don't believe he fits the culture. They don't understand how you spend as much. That's what I'm saying, man. Because of the way that you can literally go into the portal now and say, "We need a quarterback, we need a running back, we need a receiver. Go get that one. Give him $500,000. Bring him here." You can literally go and do that now because it's that, and you getting paid $10 million a year, and you got some of the best facilities in the country. You got state-of-the-art recovery and training tables, and you feeding these boys steak and lobster, and they running and lifting weights. But you better go win a championship. We ain't got time to be talking about, man, we're right there. We're almost there. UCLA fired Deshaun Foster after 2 seasons.
3 games.
No, really 1 in 3 games. He was 5-10. They say, "You know what? No, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna cut it. This ain't gonna cut it."
And they won 3 games in a row after. They won 3 games in a row.
Maybe he was the problem. We'll never know. He didn't get 2 years. He got 1 in 3 games. Brother got 15 games. So hurry up. Because we waiting, and we're still waiting. Why you not Kirk Cignetti? Why we ain't got to the playoffs yet? Why we ain't won a championship? We done pumped too much money in this, and we're still waiting. Hurry up. You dragging your feet still? Don't worry about it. Let me go ahead and slip this out to a source. We're having conversations with boosters.
So
Let it be known.
Is it embarrassing that if Indiana makes the playoffs and they don't?
Who would LSU doesn't make it?
And Indiana make it?
Yeah, I mean the Vanderbilt loss was the kind of the straw that broke the camel. If Brian Kelly loses another game, man, which is very likely because what they got next, they got a number 3 Texas A&M team coming into Death Valley. They got to go to Alabama, then they got to go to Oklahoma. That's 3 games with the possibility, bro, that you're probably gonna be the dog. I think they are the dog at home against Texas A&M. There's a possibility you could be the underdog in all 3 of them games. If he lose 2 of them 3 games, mark my words, you heard it here first. Brian Kelly is going from Baton Rouge. They're going to find that money. They're going to find that buyout money. It's a lot of it. I think it's like 53 and a half or something like 50 million. It's somewhere up there with James Franklin's. They're going to find that money. Because, again, people are spending their money, and if they don't like what they're seeing, they going to stop spending their money. Winning cures all, losing changes minds. Oh, y'all losing? Let me stop spending my money at these football games. Let me stop donating to this football program, to this NIL collective. Let me stop showing up and giving money to the players. All these different things like that. It's going to go away. It's going to go away. But that's just our take, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? How many years does the coach have? Do they even have time? Is it really just a game-by-game basis? Can a coach just come in 1 year and 6 games in? Nope, we don't want you. What do y'all think? Drop it down in the comments. Let us know how you feel about it.